Roman Reigns' next WWE contract more than $100 million. Solo Sikoa betrays Roman Reigns at MITB. Sami Zayn's charity t-shirt runs into serious legal issues. WWE bringing back underground matches. WWE stars reportedly need to ask permission before doing outside projects. Rhea Ripley's sister sends a message to WWE superstar, WWE legend, thrilled by Logan Paul, and more. Let's jump right into it. Ending to Roman Reigns' Civil War and Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns and the Bloodline saga has every WWE fan intrigued. Till now, the story has been a roller coaster of emotion. From betrayal to revenge, the saga of the Bloodline will be remembered for a long time to come. While this year's Money in the Bank is stacked with some enticing matches, most have their eyes set on the tag team contest between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa and the Usos. This is a testament to how much the fans are loving this story panning out between one of wrestling's most prestigious families. This piece will explore 4 possible endings to the Bloodline Civil War at Money in the Bank. Number 4. Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa win. Going into the match at Money in the Bank, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa seem favorites to win the contest, and it won't be a surprise if that is what happens. After all, the Tribal Chief is currently one of the biggest stars in WWE. Having him lose in a premium live event before the much-awaited SummerSlam show won't seemingly do him any good. If a champion has to look dominant and indulge in intriguing feuds ahead, preserving his winning streak will be of utmost importance to WWE. Number 3. Ricochet returns to help the Usos win. Ever since Jimmy and Jey Uso walked out of the Bloodline, many wondered if they would see new additions from the Inoue family to the faction. While that has not happened yet, the Usos could bring in some reinforcement and Money in the Bank in the form of their father, Ricochet. The Hall of Famer has also been teasing an appearance in WWE for quite some time now. Hence, it won't be a surprise to see the 57-year-old return to the ring and be in the corner of the Usos. If Ricochet returns, fans can expect him to play a vital role in the match. A possible distraction from the WWE legend can lead to the Usos winning against Reigns and Sikoa. Number 2. Interference by potential new Bloodline member. Since the Usos walk out of the Bloodline and declared war against the faction, Roman Reigns will now be on the hunt to add new members to the Bloodline. While many potential superstars could join the faction, it won't be a surprise to see Reigns add a female member. If that happens, Ava Raine, daughter of The Rock, can be an expected addition to the Bloodline. Already a member of a faction named Schism, it won't be hard for Ava to work with the Bloodline, considering she knows how things work in a team. Many are optimistic that Ava will make it big in WWE. Therefore, it won't be a surprise to see her interfere during a match at Money in the Bank and help Reigns and Sikoa win the contest. If this happens, it will only make the storyline more exciting. Number 1. Solo Sikoa betrays Roman Reigns. For quite some time now, reports have suggested that Roman Reigns could turn face before WrestleMania 40. Since these reports have come to the fore, fans have been wondering how the Tribal Chief could turn his persona around. While there are many options, one possible route could be explored at Money in the Bank. At the event, if Solo Sikoa betrays Reigns and turns his back on him, this would help the Tribal Chief gain some kind of sympathy from the WWE universe. This could then be further built to help Reigns turn face leading up to SummerSlam and beyond. Hence, if Reigns is to turn face at Money in the Bank, it won't be a surprise to see his ally betray him. Well, regardless of what happens at the show, one thing is certain: the story of the Bloodline will keep WWE fans intrigued for a long time to come. Sami Zayn's charity t-shirt runs into serious legal issues. The recent raffle of Sami Zayn's My Dog shirt for charity seems to have hit a roadblock. Although Zayn's association with the Bloodline came to an end at the Royal Rumble this year, fans could still win a t-shirt he wore during his time with the faction. Sami announced that he would raffle off his My Dog shirt, with the proceeds going towards Sami for Syria, which the WWE superstar partners with the Syrian American Medical Society that provide medical care for people in need in the country. The shirt was signed by several top stars, including Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, Usos, Paul Heyman, Rhea Ripley, AJ Styles, Bianca Belair, and even AEW star Kenny Omega. However, Fightful reported that the raffle has now been canceled. The information broke when the popular wrestling apparel website Pro Wrestling Tees informed the fans about a cease and desist. The particular fan was refunded the $2 price for the raffle ticket. It is still unclear which party filed the cease and desist. The raffle has stalled since both Sami Zayn and Pro Wrestling Tees have deleted all their tweets promoting it. All eyes will be on SmackDown this week as Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will put on another title defense for the undisputed Tag Team Championships against Pretty Deadly. Sami and KO have been dominant champion. However, Owens has experienced anger issues, and one of his sudden outbursts could cost them dearly. Pretty Deadly has been very impressive since their debut on SmackDown, and they overcame 5 other teams in a gauntlet match to earn a shot at the tag titles. Sami was in action this week on Raw as he took on Intercontinental Champion Gunther in a singles bout. The Ring General won the match after some shenanigans from his Imperium cohorts Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. Do you think Sami Sami and Kevin can successfully defend their titles against Pretty Deadly? Let us know in the comments section below. WWE bringing back underground matches. WWE is set to bring back one of Shane McMahon's pet projects next week. While the original project failed, it will be interesting to see how it's treated this time. Shane McMahon's proposed Raw Underground will be brought back as NXT Underground next week, and Gable Steveson will be involved. This week's episode of WWE NXT saw Raw Underground being recapped during the show. Next week, Eddie Thorpe will face Damon Kemp in the show. Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson will also be involved. Raw Underground was originally thought up by Shane McMahon, and although he ran it, ultimately it was cancelled. Steveson has finally started appearing on WWE TV and seems to be the one who is training Thorpe at the moment. There will be no ropes or turnbuckles at the show, much like the original Raw Underground. The victory will come either by submission, KO, or referee stoppage, a lot like MMA rules. There will be no pinfall. Steveson appears to have taken on the mantle of a legitimate wrestler training Thorpe ahead of this match. Steveson has legitimate credentials, having won 2 Olympic gold medals. While WWE signed him back in 2021, they have not used him on TV until recently. The original plans were to push him like the next Brock Lesnar, but it's clear that plans have changed since then. It will be interesting to see if WWE brings back Shane at any time to run the proceedings here. WWE stars reportedly need to ask permission before doing outside projects. WWE talents are allowed to appear on podcasts and other projects, but they still need permission from the company before doing so. Superstars usually make media appearances and even appear on television and radio shows to promote upcoming events or products. With Money in the Bank only a few days away, especially since it will be in London for the first time, WWE stars going on podcasts and interviews to hype up the show isn't a major shock. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch recently showed up on the Today Show and ESPN's First Take to hype the upcoming premium live event, where they're both scheduled to perform. According to Fightful Select, WWE is much more relaxed about its superstars appearing in podcasts and outside projects, but it needs to be pitched to the higher-ups before gaining approval. The man has accomplished a lot in her WWE career. She's held multiple titles but has never won the Money in the Bank contract. This Saturday, she has an opportunity to change that as she's set to compete in the women's ladder match. During her and Seth Rollins' appearance on Today, Becky Lynch joked about cashing in on her husband if she wins the briefcase. It comes with so much power because you can get a title opportunity at any time, any moment. So it's essentially a chance to get a title match at any moment. So if your champion could be down and out, for example, Seth could be down and out, I could cash in on him if I want, and then be the next champion. Not that I'm saying I'd do that, but I'm the man. Do not think that I'd do that. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins is slated to defend his World Heavyweight Championship against Finn Balor at the Premium Live event. Would you like to see Becky Lynch as the next Mrs. Money in the Bank? Sound off in the comments below. Baron Corbin breaks silence after losing to NXT star. WWE superstar Baron Corbin sent out his first tweet since losing to Carmelo Hayes in a match for the NXT Championship this past Tuesday night. During the show, the former Money in the Bank winner returned with his lone wolf gimmick and old theme song. He also wore a different attire. Corbin and Hayes put on an incredible match in the main event, but he was unable to dethrone the 28-year-old star who successfully retained the gold. Baron Corbin recently shared an image on Twitter, which stated that last Tuesday's episode of NXT tied last week's all-time best ranking in the show's history. The former United States champion reacted with a fire emoji, seemingly taking credit for the success of the show. This year's Money in the Bank ladder match is set to take place on Saturday in London, England. The 7 people that will compete in the match include Santos Escobar, Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, LA Knight, Butch, and Damian Priest. Last year's winner was Austin Theory, who unsuccessfully cashed in his contract for the US title. Baron Corbin has won the Money in the Bank contract before back in 2017. He tried to cash it in on Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship, but failed. In a recent tweet, he reflected on winning the briefcase, stating that it's not that easy. Watching in college, I always wondered why it took so long for guys to unhook the case. Then I had to do it in a ring on a giant ladder that's moving. Bodies flying everywhere. The chain makes you sway and I'm not supposed to be that high. It's terrifying. That's why, Corbin wrote. Now that Corbin has reverted to his old lone wolf character, it'll be interesting to see what the company has in store for him next. Do you think Baron Corbin deserves another title run? Sound off in the comments below. Rhea Ripley's sister sends a message to WWE superstar. Rhea Ripley's sister, Callista Bennett, had a heartfelt reaction to the WWE superstar's post about her on Instagram. The Nightmare is one of the most popular superstars on the WWE roster today. She regularly shares stuff about her professional and personal life on her official Instagram handle. Rhea Ripley recently posted a picture with her sister, Callista Bennett, on her Instagram handle. Here's what she wrote in her wholesome post. Life is unpredictable, and time goes too quickly. It's been hard growing up away from this Muppet. Watching the highs and the lows from afar will always always be a struggle. Please show my sis a bit of love in the comments. She needs a little support. Several WWE superstars and fans chimed in and sent love to Ripley's sister. Shortly after, Callista Bennett took to her Instagram stories and shared a reaction to her sister's post. 2023 is seemingly Ripley's most successful year in WWE to date. She has consistently been doing the best work of her career as a heel and a member of the Judgment Day. She also won this year's Women's Royal Rumble match and went on to have a classic with Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39. The Eradicator defeated the Queen to win the SmackDown Women's title at the Show of Shows. Rhea Ripley is currently in England as WWE Money in the Bank 2023 is almost on the horizon. She will accompany Dominic Mysterio to the ring for his much-anticipated match against Cody Rhodes at the event. Rhodes will be looking to make quick work of Dominic at Money in the Bank, but he will certainly have to keep an eye on Ripley throughout the bout. Share your reactions to Callista's heartfelt reaction to Ripley's Instagram post. The WWE legend thrilled by Logan Paul. Bill Apter has revealed that he recently spoke to Jerry Lawler and that the WWE legend was thrilled to see Logan Paul mention him on Raw. On last week's episode of WWE Raw, which emanated from Cleveland, Logan Paul name-dropped the likes of Jerry Lawler and LeBron James as some of the biggest names from the city. The social media sensation also announced that he was set to compete in the men's Money in the Bank match on July 1. Speaking on Sportskeeda Wrestling's The Wrestling Time Machine podcast, Bill Apter revealed that Jerry Lawler, who's currently recovering from a stroke, watched Raw. He added that the WWE Hall of Famer was thrilled to hear his name referenced by the 28-year-old megastar. However, Bill Apter did mention that Lawler struggled to fully remember the segment. He mentioned that he saw Raw this past Monday night and that Logan Paul mentioned him on Monday Night Raw, and he was thrilled to hear that. But he did have a problem remembering parts of that segment, like when Paul mentioned LeBron James, Lawler, couldn't mention that name. Yeah, it was hard for him to finish the sentences, but he's much better than when I talked to him about 3 weeks ago, said Bill Apter. Elsewhere in the chat, Bill Apter revealed that Jerry Lawler seemed much better than before when he spoke to him via phone call. Apter added that since both are big horror movie fans, Lawler asked if he had watched the recently released monster movie Renfield starring Nicolas Cage. I spoke to Jerry at about 4:30 today. Yeah, and he's recovering. Jerry and I are huge horror movie fans, and every time I get on the phone with him, I've got to do my imitation of this old lady in The Invisible Man. She sees the Invisible Man without the bandages and she was crazy and goes, "He's got no face." So I have to do that every time I call. The first few weeks after he had a stroke, there was no recognition of that. Today he laughed and he said, "Hello, Bill," and he asked me if I saw the new Renfield movie, and we discussed horror movies, said Bill Apter. Fans are waiting with breath to see Jerry Lawler recover and show up on an episode of Raw or SmackDown, where he's sure to receive a rousing welcome. What did you make of Logan Paul name-dropping Jerry Lawler on WWE Raw? Sound off in the comments section below. Roman Reigns' next WWE contract more than $100 million. Roman Reigns is certainly the top name in WWE currently. With more than a 1,000-day reign as champion, the star has proven his drawing power and ability to put on well-crafted stories for the show. He is clearly worth a lot to WWE, but is he worth a $100 million contract, as he once informed Vince McMahon? The Tribal Chief is currently in the middle of a Bloodline Civil War as he prepares to battle alongside Solo Sikoa against his cousins, the Usos. The two teams will clash at Money in the Bank. However, 1.5 years ago, in November 2021, the picture was quite different. At WWE Survivor Series that year, Reigns interacted with Vince McMahon, who showed him Cleopatra's egg that The Rock had gifted him. This was in the middle of promotions for The Rock, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds' new movie at the time, Red Notice. The executive chairman himself got involved with the promotion, which involved a whole segment where the egg would be stolen. But besides all of that, when Vince McMahon was describing the golden egg to Roman Reigns, he said it was worth as much as $100 million. Reigns didn't look impressed and instead got up and walked away. However, this was not before he made a demand of McMahon, saying that $100 million was the value of his next WWE contract, almost as much as my next contract. McMahon was unsure what to say and continued looking at the egg. While Roman Reigns is very valuable to WWE, it's unlikely they will give a contract anywhere near that amount. Yet if one person can make these demands, it's the Tribal Chief. Reigns' current contract with WWE is reportedly worth $5 million annually. This puts him alongside the likes of Brock Lesnar and John Cena in how much he is paid. His 2023 net worth is also around $20 million. There's no end in sight for the superstar in WWE at the moment, as he is breaking record after record with his enormous title reigns. Do you think Roman Reigns will win at WWE Money in the Bank? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me